And I'm going to hand the stage over to Donna and Tom. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Jamie. And thank you for everyone also for joining today. We're really excited to share. My name is Tom Capuano. I'm one of the instructional designers at Monroe Community College. And I'm joined today by the fabulous Donna Burke. Donna, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'm Donna Burke, and I teach college orientation and success strategies at MCC. And Tom thought I could add something about creativity, so I'm not sure about that, but we'll see as we go on as to how creative we can be today.
Not thought, new. You're great. You're awesome, Donna. And actually, so today is kind of an extension of a conversation that Donna and I have had over the past few months or so. Donna and I have been working together, kind of going through one of her courses, using the OSCQR rubric, kind of refreshing it, revamping it a little bit. And Donna is going to talk a lot about kind of how that experience, how it's been, kind of where she was before that, during, a little bit after, all that kind of stuff, what that has meant for her teaching. But one of the things we kind of keep coming back to is, you know, a lot of times there's a preconception that if there are restraints, or if there are, you know, if there is a rubric, the OSCQR rubric, if there's a rubric that I'm using either to build my course or to kind of review it with, does that mean my creativity is going to be stifled? Or maybe I'm fearful of that. But what we've been chatting about is we've kind of been seeing a little bit of the opposite. And you see this statement on the screen here is, you know, there's other organizations and such that actually purposefully put restraints around projects or what have you, and to actually boost creativity. And so we're wondering, does this also apply for online education? And again, even though at first it may seem like the opposite would be true, this is kind of the main, what you see on the screen here is kind of our main talking point, or kind of our main idea we'd love to have kind of floating around in the back of your mind as we do our presentation today. So is it possible that because OSCQR provides instructors with those standards for course structure and accessibility, are you almost more free to explore creativity? It might seem like a crazy thing to ask, but, you know, not less free or not the same, but is it possible that sometimes your creativity gets a little bit of a boost while working within those parameters? And how does that affect the way that you deliver content, or the way you're engaging with students, or, you know, assessing? So that's kind of our main idea here today. And we're going to go over a couple things. Now, if you've ever been to like a concert, or you go to see a comedian and there's kind of like that lame act first, that's me. So so Donna she's the star of the show today. Now I'm going to go over some good stuff, right? So I'm going to talk, what I want to do is make sure everyone's on the same playing field, that we all have an opportunity to just, you know, what is the OSCQR rubric? How is it used in a course? I'm going to go over some of that at the kind of the front of the presentation today, but I really want to leave a lot of time to have a conversation with Donna on, you know, what that process has been like for her, for you to hear her experience, and also how that's translated to being creative in the online classroom. But this is kind of like our mini agenda here. I'm going to just kind of briefly talk about what is the OSCQR rubric. And at MCC, how have some faculty, some students kind of responded to courses that have kind of been through this process. And again, just some quick examples of how the rubric is used in courses before we get on to Donna, our main event. So what is the OSCQR rubric? You know, basically it's a rubric of 50 standards focusing on course design, course structure, navigation, and also accessibility. So this is just kind of a snapshot that you're seeing on the screen right now. If you're not familiar with the rubric, I would definitely encourage you to take a look at it sometime this week, just to kind of look through it, look at the kind of standards that are on there and what it's looking at for a course. Now this is it's designed to be kind of a formative exercise. So this is not an evaluation. You're not getting a score. It's designed to just kind of be part of that cycle where you're always trying to improve your practice, improve your course. There are a lot of resources surrounding the OSCQR rubric. So there is a website on the screen right now, oscar.suny.edu, oscqr.suny.edu. If you're familiar with the OSCQR rubric or not, I would again encourage you to go to this website sometime this week just to check it out, to revisit it if you've been there before. There are so many resources. It really does an excellent job of unpacking every single one of those 50 criteria. So if you're looking at the rubric and you're like, you know what, I don't really know what they're getting at here, go to this website. It's super easy to navigate. Again, it goes through every one of the criteria. It really unpacks it. It puts handles on it for you with like examples and videos and some deeper explanations of what we're going after for each of the criteria, and a lot of also related resources for each of the criteria. So I can't emphasize enough how useful it is. So I would encourage everyone to go there. And that's kind of, again, very brief, but just kind of a summary of what the rubric is. When we're talking about the OSCQR rubric, at least you've kind of seen it and heard it explained a little bit, so that you can kind of wrap your mind around that as we move forward. Now, I just want to also share some feedback we've received from some folks at MCC who've, again, gone through this process of kind of refreshing their course using the OSCQR rubric, and also hearing from a student, just a quote from a student. Donna's going to talk a little bit more about some actual conversations she's had with students as well. Also, side note, Donna, if you need to interrupt me at any time because of the chat, please do so. This one graphic is just showing you, we basically went through a cohort of faculty members a few years ago, went through this process of kind of revamping their courses based on the OSCQR rubric. And one of the questions we asked them at the end of that process was how satisfied they were with that process, with their end product, that new course that they've now had after going through that process. And as you can see, we were happy to learn that they were all satisfied. We were very encouraged by that. And I thought this would be good information for folks who are kind of looking in today on this presentation to also be encouraged by this fact that the faculty members that went through it were either extremely or quite satisfied with the process. And it can be a lot of work at times, just kind of restructuring parts of the course or kind of revamping documents. It can be tedious at times, depending on what what criteria you're looking at. There's new opportunities to learn things. And so we were, again, really excited to see that this was how our instructors were reflecting on that process.
There's a question about whether the survey was just on our campus or SUNY-wide. My understanding is that it was just the MCC faculty who were using
this. Exactly, Donna. This was a specific cohort of faculty, probably about, I think it was about 15 to 20 faculty who responded to this survey. So again, not a huge pool. This is just one example of one of those experiences we had with a group of faculty. And then this is just one of the quotes that we received from a student who, I think this was the semester, right after that summer where the instructor revamped their course. And this, the instructor was really interested in, are my students going to see a difference? I mean, the students are not, comparing the previous course to the new course. They're only taking this instructor's course once, right? But the instructor can still get a sense of what kind of feedback am I getting from my students now that I've kind of gone through this process. And as you could see, I made a few of these items in bold that were important to the student and they wanted to highlight about the course kind of being organized and easy to follow and clearly laid out. These are things that these were our goals, right? We wanted to kind of remove some of those barriers so that the students can just kind of get right into the learning activities things that would be intuitive, easy to navigate. Again, those are the types of things that you're looking at when you're going through this OSCQR rubric. And also, of course, the accessibility piece. So making sure that the content is universally accessible to any student that is accessing the course. So I just love this quote and I wanted to share it with you folks. So that's, again, a couple windows into what the OSCQR rubric is if you weren't familiar with it. Now, the last thing I want to share is some kind of real examples of how the OSCQR rubric has been applied in an online course. Because again, sometimes it can be a little, that 20,000 foot view experience with like, sure, there's a bunch of criteria, I can read that, but how does one do that in a course? What does that look like, or that's been done in a course? Now, I'm not going to go through all 50 standards. I'm just going to share maybe like, I think it's 7 or 8, just different examples, just so we can, again, kind of frame these standards that we're talking about and that Donna's been working with on her course. So this one's pretty self-explanatory, but it's something that can go a long way when you're kind of revamping your course using the OSCQR rubric. It's a great first step, and it makes a ton of impact. Number 16, a logical, consistent, and uncluttered layout is established. It's easy to navigate. You can see here, this is an example of a course that has really used the OSCQR rubric to refresh it and build it. And there's a section on the left highlighted called course content. And so all we're showing here is this course has kind of a modular organization applied to it. You could see that this would be super easy to navigate for a student. They could take a look at the syllabus, see what module they're supposed to be in for that week. There's a self-evident title there next to the module. Again, this isn't, rocket scientists, but these are just some things that when applied to the course, it just makes it for a better experience for the student and as well as the instructor. We've had a lot of instructors say, you know what, before my course was just kind of a gigantic list of all the assignments and the different readings and activities, and it was just kind of all in one list, and you just kind of have to scroll down and get to where you remember you left off. They were thankful as well for kind of reorganizing their course. And like I mentioned before, sometimes that can take some time to work through your course and reorganize, but at the end of the day, it is a benefit to all. So this is just an example of one of the criteria and how it is applied in a course. Number 18, this one's more kind of regarding accessibility. This is something just to remember when you're building content in your course, you're adding text on screen. It's always important to keep in mind the colors that you're using and the contrast. What we've been doing a lot at MCC is just recommending, black text on white screen. I know sometimes it's fun to use different colors, and there's definitely a place for that. But it's also important to remember that to be careful with the colors that you're using. I think, and this could even be on a printed poster. If it's yellow text on a white screen, most of us have trouble seeing that. But for folks who may not be able to see the colors the same as everyone else, and maybe it all looks like different shades of gray or green, whatever. If some colors are too close, it may be hard to decipher some background color from text color. So it's always good to keep that in mind and to play it safe sometimes with just black text on a white screen. Also, as far as accessibility goes, making sure that you're using the tools available to you, whether that's in Microsoft Word or in the Blackboard text editor for formatting. Making sure that you're indicating what are the titles and the headings and the different styles within your document, so that, again, folks that maybe are unable to see the breakdown of the document, like you can see on the screenshot on the right, if they're using assistive technology, like a screen reader, that needs to read back to them the document. When you do indicate what's a title, what's a heading, what's a subheading, those folks are going to be able to navigate your document much more easily than if that work wasn't done. So this is, again, something that Donna and I have been kind of working through with some of the documents or some of the text on screen to make sure that everyone has access to the content. And these tools are available, again, both right within Blackboard and also in the tools we use like Microsoft Word to create documents. Still going along with accessibility, we always want to make sure, again, when we're going through the course, does everything have a text equivalent, whether that's a video or an image? Are we adding closed captions? Are we adding alt tags to images? We want to make sure that everyone has access to that content. So again, I'll move quickly through these last couple because I do want to give Donna time to share her content. This is one of my favorite screens to show. I love this one. This is a real website, believe it or not. I think it still exists on the internet, but this is an example of when you try to make everything stand out, nothing stands out, and it obviously can be a little bit overwhelming when you're looking at it. So this is kind of like a joking way to talk about this this standard number 36. Text, graphics, and images are understandable when viewed without color. You know, so if you, in this example, if you took color away, it would definitely be super confusing. With color, arguably still very confusing. But this is just kind of a way to show when everything is trying to be emphasized. And believe it or not, I won't mention any names, but I've never seen a course that looks exactly like this, but there's been some that are striving towards, like, you know, just like everything is highlighted or different fonts, different colors, and it doesn't look like this. That's, again, this is kind of a joke, but to some students, you know, we receive feedback that it's very difficult to understand what is supposed to be emphasized because everything seems to be emphasized. So that's just my attempt at trying to be funny here. Here's a screenshot with Donna. You could see her right there. Criteria, standard number 40. Learners have an opportunity to get to know the instructor. Now, obviously, this is a picture where she's in a face-to-face classroom, and this past, you know, year and a half has been crazy, right? But she has a spot on her menu called My Instructor. This is an opportunity for students to see a picture of her, see how she interacts with her students. You can see by that picture, Donna develops a great relationship with her students. They love her, and she loves them. And when an online student sees a picture like this, you can already connect with this instructor and say, this is the person behind the course. I want to get to know this person. When they're emailing me, reaching out to me, this is the person that's doing that. And what you don't see on this screen, this is a small snippet. Donna also shares just some background information, maybe some hobbies, maybe she also includes videos throughout the course so students can see her, hear her throughout the semester. So I think Donna is a great example of someone who makes herself available to her students, and she really strives to get to know them and connect with them. Another criteria to look at is assessment of graded, criteria for assessment of graded assignments are clearly articulated. So this is an example of a way to do that. You want to make sure that your students are, they clearly understand what's expected of them and how they're being assessed. So if you'd ever use the Blackboard Rubrics tool, I would recommend that you do. It saves the instructor a lot of time in grading. And then the students also have a really clear way of understanding how they were assessed with feedback. And I see Donna nodding, so hopefully you agree with that. But it's a good tool. But this is just an example of what this standard is looking at.
And I found it helps me in consistency with my grading. And it doesn't mean you can't make additional comments. And you're also going to hear me talk about adding voice recorded feedback, which was really important to my students. You can still do that and use a standard rubric for assignments.
Exactly. Yep. And I think this is I got last one here. So you also see here that the rubric, again, focuses mainly on course design, accessibility, but just take a look at this one here, standard number 29. Does the course offer a variety of engaging resources? Is it collaborative? are the students engaged? So we're also reflecting on that. Okay, everything we've taken care of. This course is easy to navigate. It is, there are no accessibility issues here in the course. Are the students also being engaged through different means? And so this is really kind of my transition to talking about Donna and how she is delivering her course, designing her course. So, this question that we're reflecting on with all these standards, is it possible to be creative? Do these standards constrain creativity? Or does the existence of these standards in fact lead to creativity? Because I would imagine for some folks who are in the session today, if you've never used the rubric, if you've never really seen it, the idea of a rubric can seem at first like I'm not going to be able to teach the way that I want or be as creative as I can. But I'm going to stop talking because I'd love, Donna, to hear your reflection on this topic.
Thanks, Tom. And if you can just keep it on this slide for a second, we had a question about, if you can go back for a second.
Yep.
We had a question about, does the rubrics possibly deflate grades? And I do think you have to be really careful to like make sure you're adding up your point spread in each category, because inadvertently you could be, depending on how you have it set up, you could be saying somebody has satisfactory work and it's an 85, for example. So you do have to be careful about the grade distribution. And at times I have overridden my own rubric. But you do have to be careful to make sure that your rubric is actually adding up to what makes sense as far as the grade. So I think that's a good good catch on that. I think you were doing your math while you were looking at the slide there. And so before we go on to the next slide, I wanted to just kind of introduce a little bit some background on my experience and how this all sort of came to be. When Tom first came to me and proposed the idea of using a rubric, I was a little offended, I have to be honest, or a little kind of taken aback. And I was like, oh, that feels so sort of constraining, and it felt sort of sanitizing my course. And I'm like, but Tom, my little SpongeBob announcements are, my personality, or these different things that I was doing. And he's like, well, there's some thought behind this. And this is actually even before the pandemic hit. We were having these conversations about course design and streamlining courses. And I just happened to also be teaching a different course for the first time the spring, I'm losing track of time, spring of 2020, I started teaching a new course, and a colleague who'd been teaching the course for years and years sent me their shell to kind of look at, use. And it was a great course, right? Lots of information. This person clearly loved this course and was building it for years. But it was overwhelming for me. It was a lot of information. There was a lot of different fonts and colors and assignments, and I became kind of overwhelmed. So I could kind of see what Tom had been talking to me about in action over a course that was built for many, many years. As some folks who've been teaching for a long time online, your course becomes yours, and I can relate to that. Your personality comes through your course, or at least it does for me. So it was hard for me to kind of say, I'm not sure about this, but I trust Tom and our virtual campus team at Monroe Community College. They are incredible. And so I said, okay, let's start to look at some of this. And in the first semester of really trying to look at this is when the pandemic happened. So Tom, if you could go to the next slide. And I think this quote from an article I read recently in Diverse Issues in Higher Education from Dr. Raquel Wright-Meyer said the current pandemic is a crash course in pedagogical flexibility for all in higher education. And I think that was really true. Like, everything kind of came together. And things that I thought about doing, I had to like scrap it and think of something else and try to really make things streamlined. Also, at the same time at MCC, even before the pandemic, we were looking at some works from a number of authors and folks in higher education that really helped me use the pandemic to apply the principles that they were talking about. So Tom, if you could go on to the next slide. So some recent influences, even pre-pandemic, was Small Teaching Online by Flower Darby. You know, the little things. There's a segment in this book, and if you haven't seen it, it's right here. There's a segment in this book that talks about when a student comes for the first time to an online class. What do they find? You know, what's their experience? And she likens it to coming to an in-person class where the lights are off. You're not sure if you're in the right place. There's some papers on the front desk, and you're asked to take a paper and go. And it's sort of like this kind of feeling, you know. And I didn't really understand that until I helped a family member this past spring semester get navigated to her course, right? Her courses. She was taking like 3 courses online. So I was helping her kind of sign into the course and looking around with her. That's the beauty of Zoom, right? We could share the screen and be looking around. And wow, like the experience, she had 3 courses, 3 different styles. One had like nothing, so that you wouldn't even know like how is the course going to start, what's my expectation, it was hardly anything in the shell. Others had lots of information, so it was all over the place. And she said, and this was like, say, Thursday night before the first day of classes, so she said, well, we'll see on Monday. I'm sure I'll find out more on Monday. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you're probably not, like, because it's Thursday. She had this expectation that when the first day of classes hit, some kind of major thing was going to happen, you know, almost like she was going to show up to class and things might be different. And, you know, it was really an eye-opening experience for me to walk her through that process and to see what she was seeing as a student, this inconsistency of information. The other thing that I attended in October of this past year was a webinar from Dr. Michael Benitez from the Metropolitan State University in Denver, where he talked about creating an inclusive online learning environment. So as you'll see, some of the concepts I'm going to talk about through our presentation are influenced by what he had to say. And at MCC, we started looking at, even before the pandemic, our Teaching and Creativity Center was reading Bandwidth Recovery from Sia Sheldon. And she actually came and spoke this last spring for a professional development on Zoom for us. And so we were talking about the fact that students, especially students of color, students who are working parents, students who have multiple commitments, have only so much bandwidth. And so they can only sometimes handle so much information. And so for me, what Tom was talking about with the Oscar rubric and really trying to add to consistency really helped me see that some of these best practices in teaching really could be used in a rubric. So we'll go on, and Tom, I'll show you could go on to the next slide. So what we're going to talk about today is, and I hope to get some feedback on the last session that we came late on to, or early for our session. So I got to sit in on the last session that was going on, and holy cow, like that was a session on creativity, hearing about everything that people are doing. So by no means do I have the, answers on creativity. And for me, this is really like a process. So I'm hoping that we're going to have some time before we end to kind of share ideas. But we're going to talk about the delivery of content, engaging with students, and then how to create and deploy assessments and assignments, and adding some creativity in that as well. So thanks. Next, Tom. So why do we want to do this? Why are we thinking about having our courses or the coursework be creative? And for me, I almost see these 3 bullets as sort of building on each other. There should be like arrows between them. So for me, it's about increasing student engagement, creating a sense of community. And that hopefully from those two concepts, we can help to facilitate our students' learning. And that's really been key for me is, and you'll see some of the activities that I've tried to start putting into the course, having the students feel as though this is a safe space where they can be themselves and they feel supported is extremely important. So starting off a course, and I'm fortunate to teach a class that really can bring that into the course, but I feel like any subject can bring this in. Starting off the course with a feeling of that they're connected to their peers, they're connected to me as an instructor, and we're co-learning, a collaborative learning environment. I think that does more for creativity than anything any SpongeBob picture I could put up, any multiple colors I have. Creating that sense of connection is probably the most important thing and made a huge difference. And notice that this person in this picture is looking at a phone. In the past, I think I have been really judgmental with my students about using other devices. Of course you need to use a computer. That's the best possible way to engage in the course. And, that's just not reality, and that's not true. And I have students, logging in from all over the country in many different situations on their break at work. They're doing whatever they can to engage in the course. And I want to try to make sure that my course is accessible to them on whatever device they're using, because does it really matter? It doesn't really matter whether they use a phone or they use a computer. And so trying to let go of some of my own preconceived notions about how this should be done was really important too. You can go on to the next slide, Tom. So how does something like the Oscar rubric support creative pedagogy? So let's take a look. So like what I think it was Sia Verschelden talked about, consistent format. So like students, especially now with the pandemic and multiple things going on and the social unrest and all the constant stimulation that are coming at our students and ourselves, to be honest, having a consistent format where the students don't have to figure out where everything is really help to reduce their anxiety and their sense of overwhelm. And I used to have a lot of folders. So you'd go into my module and then there would be a folder and then there'd be another folder and there'd be all these clicks and all the information was like down. It was like Bugs Bunny's rabbit hole. It was like all the way down, and trying to get things much more at the top so that there wasn't that sort of, you had to kind of find it. And really looking at the course from that 20,000 foot view, like what are my students seeing? Like how many clicks do you have to get down to get to the assignment? Because Sia Verschelden talked about the fact that this decreases uncertainty, and our students actually feel better when they know what's expected of them. She also called for careful attention to course design and facilitation. So being open and not being offended, like, hey, this is my course. Like I felt like somebody was sanitizing my course, and Tom and the team at MCC are really good about not having that approach, but more of a partnership. Let's look, here are some best practices. And I, as an instructor, I felt like I needed to let go of some of that defensiveness and saying, okay, let me try some stuff. Let me try to streamline this a little bit. And really look at the concept of what are my learning outcomes? That whole backward design. What do I want the student to learn at the end of the course? What am I hoping they're going to get out of this experience? And then sort of working back to the beginning of the course and having them connected too, like seeing the connections throughout the whole course. The last presentation talked about this too, providing consistent engagement. And I know this is a little bit controversial. Different people have different opinions about engaging in online discussions or forums with the student. But one of the ways that I engage with my students is I participate in my online discussions with the students. Maybe not right away. I let them maybe post a couple of posts, but then I actually do the online discussion with the students. So I post my answer to it. I respond to at least a few other other students on the post. And I don't do it in every single discussion, but for most of them. And they're really surprised, like, wow, it's really cool that you're here and you're talking with us on this discussion. And it also gives them something to model. And I find that that's really where you might say, well, that's not, so I said to Tom, I'm not sure if that's creative, but it's really a principle, I think, that has changed my whole course, is that they see and hear my voice all the time in the course, with pretty frequent announcements. Not too, it's that balancing act. You got to find the sweet spot. You don't want to overload them with announcements, but also finding timely feedback. And then the rubric supports scaffolding of assignments, having assignments build into each other. I use an open educational resource textbook that's embedded in the course. And then my modules correspond to pretty much to each chapter. And so there's sort of this common thread through the whole course that has really been valuable to use. The assignments correspond to that. It's just this really nicely, tightly woven content that really helps. And then seeing learning as a partnership from the very beginning, where they kind of get to know you in the meet your professor area, to, again, hearing my voice. My students said that was probably the thing that kept them the most engaged, is, getting feedback from me and being active, like in the course discussions. Tom, we could go on to the next slide. So I've hit a couple of these, but I wanna kind of go over a few of these ideas that I've tried to implement in the last year, and then see if any of you all have some things that you want to share. So one of the things I started off with this semester, and I have a teaching partner who sometimes we co-teach classes together, but we kind of do course design together. And we decided to start, we have your usual introductory discussion, introduce yourself, something you're excited about the course, hobbies, things. We have that online discussion. But then we also started doing, creating a shared agreements discussion, where students had to look at a University of Michigan common agreements about how what would make a course a safe space and an inclusive space. And then maybe they would write their own and then share them. And also part of that shared agreements was a student had to describe a really positive educational experience in their past and what made it positive, what made it so good. Just as a side note, what was really cool about that discussion is this has happened the last couple of semesters. Students would talk about their teacher from the 3rd grade, the 6th grade, high school, a past college professor. And, I just kind of said one time, hey, did you ever try to contact that professor or that teacher and tell them the difference that they made in your life? And oh my goodness, all of a sudden, all these students started writing that they had contacted, they found their 3rd grade teacher on Facebook and she was still alive. And she got to say, I'm in college now. And this is what, I'm a returning adult student and this is what I'm doing. So it created this thing that I never expected, this blossoming of, connection with their past experiences, creating a safe space for this current experience. And then we revisit it. I post it. We come back to this in the middle of the semester and talk about how is the course going. I'm sure I have not created this on my own. I'm sure other people do this too, but sort of flash or pop discussions. So it's very low stakes, not, it's extra credit. You don't have to participate, but they usually all do. And it could be a check-in on how's the semester going. I had a student who was writing in a lot of her journals and different things in her online discussions for the whole class to see that she was pregnant and going to give birth in the middle of our class. So she contacted me privately and said that she gave birth. And I said, well, do you want me to let the class know? And she said, yes, please do. And here's a picture you could send them. I said, okay, but you want me to create a forum and put the picture and they could send you, comments. She's like, yeah, that would be great. And it was incredible. and obviously I wouldn't do that without her permission, but she sent me pictures and the students commented and supported her back and forth. Also, like, especially at the end, finishing the course, having a final discussion where people can give feedback to each other and say goodbye and connect one last time has really been important too. Allowing multiple modes of assignment completion. This is something I've just started doing, where if a student wants to do a recording, rather than my class is not writing intensive, but there is a lot of writing on it because it's an online class. So if a student wants to do a recording or a video, they can do that. However creative they want to be, as long as they're connecting to the learning outcomes for the assignment, I'm fine with that. And again, about announcements, sort of that's where I tend to do like a motivational quote at the end of my announcement, a picture that I create from Canva with a motivational quote. I don't put a lot of cartoons or visuals, but I do like weekly to-do lists or reminders. But again, it's sort of that sweet spot where I don't want to deluge them with announcements, but I also want them to hear my reminders. And one student said to me, it must be Friday because I'm getting a reminder from Professor Burke. So I thought that was at least, something. We often don't think of collaborative tools such as Google Docs or Jamboards for completely asynchronous classes, but I've had some mixed success. And that's the other thing, is that just think about if you've taught in person and you design this great course lesson plan and you have all these activities and you do it and it's a complete flop, and students are just staring at you like, what are we doing, and that's just sort of the name of the game, right? And the next class might connect with it. And I've had that happen with Jamboard with an asynchronous class. I had one class like really love it and were super creative and wanted to keep doing it. And I had another class, it was like crickets. Nobody was participating. Nobody was adding anything to the boards. So it's sort of like, don't be afraid to try something. And it may work with one class, but not another. And we're used to those experiences when we're teaching in person. I know you all have, if you've taught in person, looked out at the room and just got blank stares, right? But shake it up, try some different things and see. And also I'm going to be working on in the next year is more applied learning and collaborative learning using those tools. And also group projects. We do some group projects on discussion boards where a student has to do either a narrated PowerPoint or a video, and students have to critique each other or give each other feedback. They teach the subject that particular chapter. We do some video quizzes and ensemble, which students seem to like. I know we got some feedback in the chat about this, voice feedback on assignments. I can't tell you how much feedback I got from my students about me giving them voice recorded feedback. And in some ways, I do think it was faster than typing out a long sort of, in the second chapter, in the second paragraph, you missed this. Doing a voice recorded really for me sometimes went quicker, believe it or not. And I had to be much more succinct because I really didn't want it to be more than like a minute or 2 minutes. And students loved hearing my voice. I also do videos that are really sort of, basic and not fancy. And they like that too. One time my cat walked across the screen and I was going to like redo it. And the students love the cat walking across the screen. Cats are pretty popular right now. And again, I mentioned before about the online OER textbook and that it corresponds to the modules and the assignments. So we wanted to leave at least a little bit of time to see if people had questions or other ideas that you're implementing. And my one word of advice or sort of lesson that I learned was really to experiment. This time that we have right now, I can honestly say, while it's been the most challenging time to teach, I've never been a better teacher than I am right now. And I've never been more engaged with my students, and my students aren't all successful. I mean, some of them are finding this really challenging, but I am willing and open to trying new things and seeing what engages students and looking at my course from that bigger perspective of the student. And what do I really want them to get out of that course? And what I've realized is some of the other stuff really became more noise and distraction. And then I could get really down to the course content and making it engaging for the students. Any comments, feedback, questions?
We just had a question, but it looks like someone answered it about it. Accessibility concerns with voice feedback, like when you're giving that feedback via voice or video. And Diane had responded that, you know, if students need it, you could do it an alternative way. You know, you could give them that feedback in a different way.
And I mentioned before when we were talking about rubrics, I often do both. You know, I might do the rubric quickly. But if I know a student, I sometimes also, when I begin the class, I let them know that I sent them a voice recorded feedback. And if they had trouble with it, to let me know.
So Donna, I have a question for you as we're waiting. Let's do this instead. Someone just typed a question. I have mostly online teaching experience. What would you say are the top 1 or 2 online skills or techniques that should be brought to in-person instruction? That's interesting. So when you're going back in person.
Yeah, that's really good. Like I said, I think this has changed my teaching forever. I think that it's more going, I've always taught my course web enhanced. So even when I was teaching in person, I was teaching off of an online platform because I wanted our students to get sort of experience with how to make that integration and make that transition. I think that's going to be even more, to be honest, is my in-person classes will definitely be web enhanced and continue those collaborative online assignments, those collaborations online, because I think students are going to need it, whether it's work, whether it's another course, they're going to need it. So I think continuing to integrate the online platform into my in-person teaching, I think that would be what I would do.
Donna, is there anything specific on this list we're looking at that you weren't doing previous to, let's say, to COVID and this kind of phase where, you know what I mean?
I think all of it. I don't know if I would, I think the number.
I just was wondering if there was like a high.
I met with a student after the class was over this past semester. I met with him on Zoom, and he said, and he just really enjoyed the class and had a good experience. And I told him that my teaching partner and I had made a conscious decision to focus first on relationships. And I love the Oscar rubric guidelines says Maslow before Bloom. And I love that, right? Like focusing on connecting with the student first, right? Making sure that they know that you see them and you hear them and that they're safe in this space, no matter what, and that we have, and honoring the course content, honoring my learning activity. They don't have to be in opposition to each other. I can create that safe space and that welcoming space and still hold up high standards. They don't have to contradict each other. And the student said that he could tell that there was a definite intentionality about the shared agreements, about the participating in the online discussions. And I've had colleagues disagree with me about the online discussion. Oh, that's their place to work it out. I don't want to get involved. And I understand. And there's probably some topics and things that I might not jump into right away, even though I'm monitoring the discussion. But if I'm in there, I think it was Flower Darby who said, if you're not I read this in her book. She said, if you're not participating in online discussion, then you're not really going to class that day. How often in an in-person class would you just sort of let them go? Maybe, within reason, but like not say anything at all. Typically, even in person, but there's a little bit of an engagement there. There's a little bit of guidance. There's a little bit of feedback, even if you're letting them kind of work it out, which there's some value to that. We're at least there somewhere. you know, and so I think those would be, I don't know that I got to be honest with you. I'm not sure I really did a lot of any of this before. I did some video quizzes. The voice feedback was new for me on assignments, and we've been using an OER in our course for a while.
Let's see, answered another question. Everyone loves your quotes here, Donna. I think you're going to be quotable today.
I steal them from other people. That's why I started off with telling you my influences before we even started, because I'm really
well,
things here. Yeah, and you could also do a video feedback for the student, but those files are huge and they take forever to upload. On a rare occasion, I still do one. The other thing I do, and this is even with my online students, if there's a student who really did a particularly good job, especially in the beginning with something, or a student opposite who I feel is really struggling, I will pick up the phone and call them. And I know that doesn't sound like anything earth shattering, and you could think, oh, how could I do that? I have all these students, but I don't do it with all my students, because I have, like you, probably over 100 students in a semester. But the ones that I have done that with has made a huge difference for me and for them. And you know, the ones when you're reading something, you're like, or you read something, it's just phenomenal. That little phone call saying, hey, I just wanted to tell you that was a really great assignment. They're like, who is this? Like, why are you calling me? Any other comments or feedback or? Yeah, the Maslow's before Bloom. That actually, I got that from the Oscar rubric page. Yeah,
the resource site.
Yeah, the standards. And you could think that, like Tom started off by talking about, that's not in line with you know, having a standard, having a rubric, and my thoughts that was going to be sanitizing my class. And it really isn't. You know, it really opened up my class so that I could focus on the content and not the colors of the font and the, you know, pictures that I had up. While some of that is still important, and I use videos and I use other multimedia, having students come in already sort of like, okay, I know what I'm expecting and I know what I'm doing, really did help.
Paula has a question here, Donna. She's wondering, does your rubric look like, what does your rubric look like for assignments that are completed in different modalities? So when you give students those different choices.
Yeah, what I'm looking at is, you know, did they answer the question thoroughly? You know, so they could do that verbally or they could do that in writing. And again, my class isn't a writing class, and I do think that there's value in me seeing and critiquing some of my students' writing and letting them know that if you have a class that's a writing class, you're going to have to work on some of these things. But I've basically used a rubric very similar to what they produce in the right. If they gave me a written assignment, are they answering the questions? Did they answer it thoroughly? Did they give specifics? And so that's basically, I'm using the same criteria. And I've had students, you know, put together PowerPoints rather than an assignment. And again, as long as they're answering the question, I'm okay with that. So I'm not sure how creative all that was, but, you know, just keep trying, you know, try things, and, you know, if it doesn't work with one group, it might work with another, and really trying to get the support of your colleagues at your institution, and feedback from other people, and being open to that was really helpful for me. Anything else, Tom?
I think you just got a really great shout out there in the chat, which well deserved. But yeah, no, thank you everyone for joining, for the active chat. This was great. So if you have any further questions, follow-ups, we'd be happy to continue the conversation beyond this session. But and thank you to Jamie well for facilitating.
Well, thanks to you guys for presenting. That was amazing. I learned so much. I love these sessions. It's just as much for me as everybody else. Thank you again for joining us today. And we're about to head